Hello, and thank you for joining us for this special half-hour edition of the Newsfeed. I'm Cameron Kopecki.
And I'm Isabella Post. For the next 30 minutes, we will bring you stories making headlines at Virginia Tech and in the New River Valley. In the first half of our newscast, we will look specifically at stories related to Virginia Tech campus and community.
And later in the show, we turn our attention to news around the New River Valley area, such as a look inside Montgomery County's long-awaited animal shelter, an update on the Salem Red Sox season so far, and how a local organization relies on the community's help in assisting men and families with young children. Virginia Tech's campus is filled with iconic Hokie stone buildings that have represented the school for decades. However, with the campus growing and new buildings being built, there is now a greater need to make sure older structures match the modern era. Across campus, construction can be seen as renovations are being done to buildings such as Sandy and Davidson Halls to update facilities and bring them back up to code. Architect for the Office of Planning, John Bush, explains why the renovations are important for Virginia Tech.
We're a big school in Virginia. We get a lot of funds from the state, maybe not enough, some might argue, but we have a pretty aggressive schedule to renovate and bring up our older buildings to modern standards.
Iconic buildings such as Burris Hall have constant construction renovations taking place on both the outside and the inside. Virginia Tech has a new building or renovation in the works for the next 10 to 15 years in order to update and expand campus.
Other changes are taking place in the dining halls across Tech's campus. The dining halls recently launched a new online ordering service in hopes to ease the stress for dining hall staff and reduce the waiting lines for students. Newsfeed reporter Rachel Hale tells us more about it in this report.
Virginia Tech dining halls have partnered with the online ordering service Tap & Go. The launch is scheduled to be complete in the fall, but Turner Place has already started offering the service as of April 14th. The Tap & Go app can be easily downloaded on users' cell phones to browse through dining hall menus and place orders online. The customers can then pick up the food at the dining hall by showing their confirmations of the order or their Hokie passports.
I think it's a legitimately good idea. I mean, yeah, I guess it does sound cool when you advertise it, but I mean, this way you can actually order in class, and if you don't have enough time to wait in line, you can just pick it up really fast.
The motive of this service is to reduce the chaos in dining halls for both the students and the workers. The purpose is not to create more new customers, but instead is targeted towards helping customers who spend a lot of time waiting in line. This app will give students the chance to pick up food even during small breaks. The online dining service will be available at every dining hall by fall semester, with a few exceptions such as Origami at Turner Place and Chick-fil-A at Hokie Grill. For students who are interested in avoiding the long lines at dining halls, you can download the Tap & Go app in the App Store or visit tapandgo.com for more information. This is Rachel Hale reporting for the Newsfeed.
In other news, underage drinking in college continues to be a problem on most campuses across the country. Research shows that more than 80% of college students consume alcohol and almost half report episodes of binge drinking. Many students say they have experienced the effects of college drinking. Regardless of whether they drink or not, those effects can lead to students getting into trouble with either the school they're attending or with the law when it comes to underage drinking. Colleges, students are given an online alcohol education course before arriving on campus in an effort to curb some of the underage drinking and to encourage students to make better decisions.
As final week approaches on the Virginia Tech campus, students are looking for ways to relieve stress before the spring semester comes to a close. Fortunately, the Virginia Tech Student Union is actively providing various events and opportunities to sit back and relax before hitting the books for exams. Newsfeed reporter Sophia Oakhorn has more.
While Virginia Tech students prepare for their culminating final exams and assignments, time spent away from the library is also imperative amidst the late-night study sessions and demanding hours of homework. Fortunately for the Hokies, the Virginia Tech Student Union consistently works to provide events on campus for stress relief and entertainment. Abigail Voitia, director of the Alternative Sound Committee for VTU, discusses how the organization impacts the campus.
Our mission is to bring educational events and social events, kind of combine them into one and bring them for the student body to enjoy. Because Virginia Tech is so great, and our job is just make it that much better.
During the month of April alone, VTU has hosted a relaxation station with free massages and yoga classes in Squires, a blacklight dodgeball tournament, and a free music festival on the drill field. Virginia Tech student Mitch Moore attended Soundfest last weekend.
I'm going to be spending all night in the design studio working on a project, but I don't know, I kind of wanted to get outside today on a beautiful day.
The music festival featured a lineup of 5 bands, carnival rides, and a Virginia Tech food truck. Hokie students attended the free event to enjoy the nice weather and forget about the stressful week ahead, thanks to VTU. Reporting for the newsfeed, I'm Sophia O'Korn.
Each year when graduation approaches, students can look forward to cultural graduation ceremonies in addition to university and departmental ceremonies.
Newsfeed reporter Bria Cook joins us to tell us more about this ceremonial tradition at Virginia Tech. Bria?
Thanks, Cameron and Isabella. University commencement is a huge accomplishment for students across America. For students of some cultures, it is celebrated a number of different ways. I went onto the Virginia Tech campus to discover the types of different cultural graduation ceremonies that are offered. With graduation quickly approaching, Virginia Tech seniors prepare for an array of graduation ceremonies that help celebrate all aspects of their time at Virginia Tech. Commencement and department ceremonies are well heard of on Virginia Tech's campus, but cultural achievement graduation ceremonies like donning of the kente have transformed into ways for minority students to honor their accomplishments as they finish their senior year.
The cultural achievement ceremonies are a little bit different. The degree is not presented at the ceremonies. It really is a celebration of community and a celebration of each individual student's achievement in ways that respect and honor the cultural differences and frankly the different experiences that a student would have moving through Virginia Tech.
These cultural celebrations have created a space for students to celebrate graduation intimately within their respective communities. Minority seniors appreciate the recognition of the different experiences students have during their journey here at Virginia Tech.
Well, it's such a pleasure, and I'm actually very proud of myself to make it here with all my Hokies. There's something very special and important to me about my achievements being recognized with other Black students here at Tech who experience the same reality as me.
Although these ceremonies offer a different aspect of celebration for some students, no matter what different community seniors are a part of, they will all be graduating from the Hokie community. Students interested in participating in cultural achievement ceremonies had until mid-April to RSVP. The ceremonies take place within days of the university graduation. I'm Bria Cook. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thanks, Bria. Speaking of graduations, coming up on the newsfeed, a preview of what's going into setting up for commencement ceremonies.
Plus, we'll see how college seniors are preparing for their big graduation day. And what does graduation mean for Virginia Tech's Corps of Cadets? We'll tell you when we return after this short break. Stay with us.
Welcome back to this special half-hour edition of the newsfeed. Final exams are a time where college students are tested by professors about their knowledge of material they have learned over the course of the semester.
However, students suffering from learning disabilities have to take extra lengths to ensure their success in the classroom. During final exams week, stress levels are at a high for most students, but perhaps the load is even higher for students with learning disabilities. These learning disabilities can make managing schoolwork difficult. However, Virginia Tech has taken measures to facilitate a more fair learning environment. While group study floors of Newman Library may prove too distracting, quiet floors and other study spaces are available on campus. Study breaks also seem effective for these students. Virginia Tech also provides exam week relief such as musical festivals on the drill field and activities such as pet therapy.
As graduation approaches, many seniors are usually hustling to cross final items off their to-do list. This has proven a little difficult as these students are still coming to terms with the fact that their college days are coming to a close. Newsfeed reporter Taylor Bennett has more on this story.
As classes come to a close, the next generation of seniors are making final graduation plans and preparing to leave their Blacksburg home. This entails beginning to pack up their apartments, from clothes to books to furniture, so they can then do any necessary cleaning before move-out day.
Prepare for graduation. I kind of just had to get my mom and my dad situated with their plans and like when they're coming down and stuff. Book my restaurant for graduation day. Most importantly, make sure I was actually graduating.
These soon-to-be graduates are working on making reservations for celebratory dinners wherever they can find an opening in order to avoid long wait times the day of. They're also making last trips to the bookstore to pick up their cap and gown, as they can no longer avoid this telltale sign that they're really graduating.
I think it'll be a good thing. Like, it definitely means that we are done with this part of our lives and we're ready to move on to, like, you know, grow up and do a different thing.
They're also preparing themselves mentally and emotionally for their next life chapter. This has been Taylor Bennett reporting for the Newsfeed.
Virginia Tech commencement is right around the corner, and there's no doubt that our seniors are making last-minute plans to get ready to walk across the stage. But they're not the only ones making preparations under the wire.
Are you all ready?
With this year's graduating class totaling around 6,000 people, preparation for commencement is no easy task. There's a setup and takedown crew busy at work all day to help make the commencement the best experience possible for everyone. The physical prep starts the day before commencement, with the crew doing some major footwork to set up the stage and chairs in Lane Stadium. The task is tedious, but it does not go unrecognized.
So the commencement in Lane Stadium is such a big and exciting event for all of us graduating seniors. It's really monumental and something that we look forward to as we complete our 4 years here at Tech. And I'm just so thankful, and I'm sure every other student is, for the people that prepare and prep for this day so that we can have a flawless event.
The university commencement ceremony will take place on May 12th. The weekend will continue with numerous college and departmental ceremonies at locations like Burrs Hall, Castle Coliseum, Squire Student Center, and Moss Arts Center.
Recently, graduating cadets celebrated their annual Change of Command parade on the drill field at Virginia Tech. Members of the Corps were able to share this milestone with President Tim Sands, family, friends, and other special guests. The pass and review conducted at the event is not only meant to honor the members of the class of 2017, but also to recognize the incoming cadet leaders of the regiment in the class of 2018. The cadets' chain of command changes every semester so as to provide as many leadership opportunities for members as possible. However, the ceremony conducted towards the end of the spring semester is particularly special in that it honors both the graduating cadets as well as those replacing them. To receive one of these positions and receive recognition at the parade is not only taken lightly by the members of the Corps of Cadets.
For the underclassmen, this is definitely important. Like I said, we do it every year, but obviously it's for the seniors when they graduate, but then the freshmen, it becomes more and more significant because you get more responsibilities in the Corps as you move up the ranks, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. So by the time you're around to junior year, especially for those of them that are going to be the incoming commanders and get all the authority next year, this is a big deal because they know this is coming for them next year. So they're very excited.
Corps traditions such as performances by the Heidi Tidies and the Corps' Cannon Skipper were also incorporated into this event. As the ceremony reached its end, seniors graciously tossed their peak caps into the air, now one step closer to graduation. Well, that wraps up our look at some of the stories making the news in the tech community. Stick around, there's more ahead.
And coming up, a look at some top stories in the New River Valley. Our newsfeed cohorts, Brianna McGowan and Taylor Bennett, are standing by in the newsroom, and they will take you through the second half of this newscast. Brianna and Taylor?
Thanks, Cameron and Isabella. That's right, we will be shifting gears, turning our focus to the New River Valley.
Yes, and some of the stories just ahead are a look at the expected housing expansion in Blacksburg, and a story about how a community is helping an organization help homeless men and families with young children.
Plus, we'll share some of the things to keep in mind if you're planning to spend time on a boat this summer. So stay with us. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hello and welcome back to the second half of the special half-hour edition of the Newsfeed. I'm Taylor Bennett.
And I'm Brianna McGowan. In the first half of our newscast, we looked at Virginia Tech stories making headlines. And now we turn our attention to the news around the New River Valley area. It's no secret that Virginia Tech has been growing. Just last year, a large freshman class caused housing problems on campus. But is all of this growth a good thing? Especially in the Blacksburg community? Newsfeed reporter Zach Waisgrass tells us in this story.
Virginia Tech is one of the largest state schools in Virginia, but it has not always been that way. The school is expanding at a breakneck pace. Sierra Huckfelt, a senior finance major, believes that's a good thing.
I think that Blacksburg expanding is definitely a positive thing. I think that growth for the community and growth for tech are both good things. I just hope that it doesn't negatively affect anyone who isn't a student at Virginia Tech.
The current student population rests at about 30,000 students, but that is likely to expand as the freshman class has nearly doubled over the last 4 years. For Blacksburg natives like Daniel Steinspring, the growth has still left the town's culture intact.
It's an amazing town. I just think it's going to keep growing. I mean, we're small, so I don't know how much more we can fit, but But yeah, I think it's going to continue to grow, and it's a great place to raise a family, go to school. It's got a lot of perks.
As this growth continues, both the town of Blacksburg and Virginia Tech will have to find ways to accommodate the larger population in the town that was once just a small southern town. One thing is certain, though, Blacksburg will continue to expand. President Timothy Sands has continued to push more enrollment numbers every single year as part of his plan to expand Virginia Tech to merge with the Roanoke economy. I'm Zach Waisgrass, reporting for the Newsfeed.
Homelessness is something that is often overlooked and forgotten in the Blacksburg and Christiansburg communities. One organization, however, is looking to change that view and combat homelessness in the NRV. To Our House is a nonprofit organization vested in sheltering homeless men and families with small children in the NRV during the cold winter months. To Our House focuses on providing shelter and meals while also searching for opportunities for employment for its guests. With the help of local churches and businesses within the NRV, To Our House holds donation drives and percentage nights to raise money but also raise awareness. Recently, a percentage day was held at a number of restaurants throughout the NRV to raise money for next season.
So it's always we believe in donating to a worthy cause, whether that be something that benefits our community here. We just like to give back to the communities we're part of. The patrons that come here that are part of that organization really wanted us to be part of it, and so we thought it was a great way for us to give back to them.
With the help from local establishments like Gillies, Zoe's Kitchen, The Cellar, and many more, To Our House was able to place a focused effort on finding employment for those in need, rather than looking for ways to fund the initiative. Those interested in volunteering or donating to help combat homelessness in the NRV can visit newrivercommunityaction.org/toourhouse for more information. The fluffy animals of Montgomery County just got a new home.
The new Montgomery County Animal Care and Adoption Center had its grand opening recently. Newsfeed reporter Becca Tedesco joins us from the newsroom with a look inside. Becca.
Thanks, Brianna and Taylor. I had a chance to go to a sneak preview of the grand opening last week. The center is over 16,000 square feet, a 288% increase from the center located right next door. The new Montgomery County Animal Care and Adoption Center has several new amenities, including a shower for staff to wash off after working with animals, a laundry room to wash animals' blankets and dishes, and unique areas where people can interact with the animals, all things that the previous center didn't include. Eileen Mahan, executive director of the center, explains the benefit of having more space.
We had a lot of community involvement at the old facility, but we didn't have the space to really support it like we needed. And so this facility has, the community room and the meet and greet rooms, and it has outside fenced areas, more space for the animals and the community and volunteers to be able to come in and really utilize the space in a better way.
The center is not only a place for animals, but also a place that holds community events, including meetings and paint nights in the community room. The center hopes to be a place that involves the Montgomery County community, including Montgomery County inmates. Jennifer Harris, Public Information Director for Montgomery County, talks about how wonderful the interactions are between volunteers and the animals.
It's very rewarding to see not only the animals respond to the volunteers, but also the volunteers become attached and really excited about helping the animals.
The new center will be able to house 68 dogs and 64 cats, a 310% increase in the number of animals housed compared to the old center.
And in the 3 hours that I was there, I was able to see an owner be reunited with her furry friend. I'm Becca Tedesco reporting. Back to you at the news desk.
Thanks, Becca. In other news, Blacksburg recently hosted its 9th annual Fork and Cork Wine Festival on the Corporate Research Center lawn on the campus of Virginia Tech.
But it was more than just an event to enjoy food and music. Blacksburg Fork and Cork provides opportunities for both local residents and the wineries in the New River Valley area and Southwest Virginia area. 20 wineries and cideries set up tents along with local artisans and food vendors to educate and show what different products they had to offer. Wineries offered tastings as well as glasses and bottles for sale. Fork and Cork, in turn, says festivals like this helps the local wine culture.
Always been a big thing, but having festivals like these, again, make it easier for the wineries. A lot of people, we have wineries where most people are kind of like, oh, well, where did they come from? And so we're able to bring them here and get people and get their name out.
Wineries had long lines with a wait as long as 40 minutes, just for a tasting. Attendees could be seen leaving with business cards and bottles of wine to spread the word with the intent of visiting the wineries.
The Roanoke-Blacksburg Regional Airport has been the hub for travelers coming in and out of the New River Valley for decades. But lately, the hub has been abuzz with an increase in flights. With major events like graduations happening for area colleges, what does this mean for the regional airport? Newsfeed reporter Matt Popelka tells us more on the story.
The Roanoke-Blacksburg Regional Airport was founded in the late 1920s after the city of Roanoke bought over 100 acres from a local family to build the airport. Throughout the times of expansion and increase in usage, the airport has remained vital to the region. In 2014, the official name of the airport became the Roanoke-Blacksburg Regional Airport to showcase the connectivity of the New River Valley and its connection to the airport. With such a flux of an area with 21 colleges within an hour's drive, it is a wonder how well the airport actually does. In the last 7 months, dating back to September 2016, the Roanoke-Blacksburg Regional Airport has seen an increase in their revenue as well as incoming and outgoing flights. With graduation for Virginia Tech and Radford on the way in May, you can expect the small regional airport to see another increase in those numbers. Brad Betcher, the Director of Marketing and Air Service Development, says that while flights are increasing, it is the number of passengers increasing that is the key figure the airport sees as a positive. With the airport doing so well, it can be seen as a great sign for the region as it continues to grow. Reporting for the Newsfeed, I'm Matt Popelka.
Stay with us. There are more stories ahead on the Newsfeed.
Coming up, a look at how well the Salem Red Sox baseball team is doing this season. And some life-saving tips as the weather warms up and boating season begins. Those stories and more are just ahead.
I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back to this special half-hour edition of the Newsfeed. The Salem Red Sox have started the 2017 season and have been playing hard to keep up the reputation of last year's team. Last year, the Red Sox won their division in the Carolina League and have succeeded in getting a jump start this year. Newsfeed reporter J.B. Wright tells us more.
Baseball season is in full swing at this time of year, especially in Salem, Virginia. The Salem Red Sox, a minor league feeder team for the Boston Red Sox, have had a great start to the 2017 season. Salem has players from many different states and a few other countries. Ryan Dye, an internet reporter for the Sox, had this to say about the team so far.
They're good. They're 12-7. They lead the Northern Division of the Carolina League, which is the league that we play in high A baseball. Last year they were much better. They had, I think, 6 of Boston's top 8 prospects.
Salem has a newly renovated stadium that holds 6,300 fans and features new seats. This new renovation could possibly have been a perk stemming from the result of the team winning their division last season. The local fans seem to love their ballpark.
It's a great location. It's really easy to access. We're from Salem, so driving over, it's 2 miles, and it's really easy to get to. And every time we come here, we have a great time.
This is J.B. Wright reporting for the Newsfeed.
National Boating Safety Weeks fall on May 20th through the 26th this year. Newsfeed reporter Caitlin Murray took to the docks of Smith Mountain Lake, Virginia, to learn more on how to stay safe in the water in the coming months.
With summer only a few weeks away, many Virginia residents are anxious to enjoy the warm weather by the water. Whether you're boating or swimming, it's important to know how to stay safe this summer. In 2007, the Virginia General Assembly established a law requiring a completion of a general boating safety education course for individuals who wish to operate motorboats and personal watercrafts such as jet skis. Just outside of the New River Valley, Smith Mountain Lake resides as Virginia's largest lake. Bridgewater Marina owner Ryan Waters explains the process to obtain a boating license is fairly simple.
In the state of Virginia, if you own your own boat, you have to get a NASBLA approved boating license, which you can take an in-person class, you can go online, there's an 8-hour class you can take there, and you have to have that card with you when you're out on the water.
Virtually anyone can take these boating safety courses for little to no charge. While the amount of material may seem daunting, Smith Mountain Lake resident Mark Blanchard says the boating rules are comprised mostly of common sense.
It's actually a pretty easy process as long as you pay attention and you show common courtesy. You're not going too fast on the water, respecting rights of way and so forth as you head up and down to your destination.
No matter if you're at Smith Mountain Lake this summer or any other body of water, it's important to stay hydrated, wear your sunscreen, and always be aware of your surroundings when in the water. Reporting from Smith Mountain Lake, Virginia for the Newsfeed, I'm Caitlin Murray.
Summer in the New River Valley region can be an entirely different experience than during other seasons throughout the year. In this next report, Newsfeed reporter Cameron Kopecky tells us what activities are available during the summer months.
The sounds of summer echo throughout the desolate New River Valley region each morning while most students and faculty are away on break. However, a select minority of the population remains in the NRV to experience everything the region is not able to offer during the school year. Blacksburg resident James Fune lists some fun activities available throughout the region during the summer.
We went to the river a lot. We went hiking a lot too. Did a couple of sunrise hikes at McAfee's Knob, Peaks of Otter, or Sharp Top as a lot of people know it. Activities-wise, floating down the river is a lot of fun.
Other than the popular day trip spent floating down the river at the New River Junction, there are some additional lesser-known activities to partake in, such as walking down the trails at Nellie's Cave Park off of South Main Street, enjoying Golden Hills 18-hole disc golf course off of Route 460, and soaking in the relaxing atmosphere of Pandapis Pond. Virginia Tech student Mary Desmond explains the benefits of staying to experience summer in the New River Valley.
If you're worried about not getting that internship or you're worried about taking summer classes, don't fret about it, because it's nothing to worry about when you're here in the summer and it's happy and it's beautiful out and there's all these fun things that you can do that are mostly free actually, which is really cool. So I would definitely say it's just a wise decision if you're just trying to have a good time and have a happy summer.
This has been Cameron Kopecky reporting for the Newsfeed.
That will wrap up this special edition of the Newsfeed, a look at stories making headlines in the New River Valley and at Virginia Tech.
The Newsfeed will be going on hiatus for a few months, but will be returning in September with a new group of reporters and anchors, and a new crop of stories to keep you up to date about what's going on with Virginia Tech and the New River Valley area. While the Newsfeed is away, if you have a story idea, as usual, you can send us an email at thenewsfeednrv@gmail.com or connect with us on Facebook or Twitter. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brianna McGowan.
And I'm Taylor Bennett. For all of us at the Newsfeed, we hope you enjoy the rest of spring and have a wonderful summer.